This video is about the main point of reference for the hunt, where the clan got the idea, and they weren't the only group that did that. You would be out of your mind if you thought that only the clan hunted people, with a special emphasis on black people. It goes back to Horus, the Avenger. Av, N-word. Av, no gear. Av, new gear. Okay. The Avenger is meant to be someone like me, black or mixed black, who rises up in the spirit of the hero and tries to fight with them. A lot of people understand this in American history at this point. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Tupac, saying cops give a damn about a Negro, pull the trigger, kill a nigga, he's a hero. Most people understand this. They understand that this moral battle is about the righteous black hero versus the establishment. And when people try to be in the right, they try to either mimic them or they try to team up with them. Right? Everyone in America understands this. Now, what most people don't understand is mind, body, soul, spirit, the ancient scale, right? Sacred geometry, the circle around the guy standing like this, some weird Leonardo da Vinci looking pussies, and so on and so forth. They don't understand this thing, okay? This is the ancient scale. Everything else is made up. It's garbage, right? If we're not talking about mind, body, soul, and spirit in a martial arts sense, it's garbage. And I'm the last true martial artist. The circus, presentation, demonstration bitches who are allowed to exist all over the world, under communist regimes, crony capitalist regimes, bitch-made regimes, are the only other quote-unquote people claiming to be martial artists. Well, I'm obviously the last true one that's left. Nobody has an excuse for being alive at this point other than me and my parents, okay? Perhaps my brother's a little fuzzy on that. I mean, it's a long debate. We'll leave that alone. The bottom line is there's one martial art line that can redeem. There's people from cultures all over the world, including Europe itself, including the Jewish people themselves, that have been taken over by utter slime. There is no excuse for sleeping with the enemy. There is no excuse for seeing superior technology and an effective structure that your enemy has, a hopeless situation where you'll be ruled and your reproduction will be controlled by them for long periods of time, if not forever, as long as humans are alive, and to roll with it. So at the end of this video, I'm going to show you pictures that prove my point to a T. It's a bunch of shorter people, right? They're not only short, but they're kind of dwarf-like. They're like Hoggle from the Labyrinth. Google H-O-G-G-L-E, right? Haggle, right? You wish, Jewish, okay? These people resemble Jews, but they're not all Jews. It's not really appropriate to describe them as crypto-Jews either, because before the Jewish religion existed, 3000 BC and before that, right, going back to ancient Sumer and before, there were these people trying to survive. They would dig tunnels. They came up with bow and arrows and kind of basic slings and slingshot kind of weapons, okay? This would eventually culminate into the story of David and Goliath. But let's just get to the point. Bottom line is, they couldn't go toe-to-toe with the Shaka Zulu times 10 types that existed in Egypt. They simply couldn't. These people were surrounded by Nubian archers. They were surrounded by Asiatic archers, Semitic archers, sea peoples. They were surrounded by many people that would fire weapons at them, and they came up with a superior physical form to take them on. They were superior to the Nubians, at least the true martial art order that was some kind of a mixed blacks race. Okay. They were superior to every kind of people around when it came to hand-to-hand combat, and they developed the most effective martial arts in that area of the world, and ultimately the most effective martial arts would be the Igbo martial arts in the entire world. Okay, now what then happened? Okay, eventually, when the first dynasty was formed, as a result of these sexually immoral people shooting people with arrows and outnumbering them, on their own hunter palette, you have about, what 20 of these guys, and there's maybe 3 or 4 of the opposition who are in their spirit form, right? Animal style, spirit form, and they're the lion, and then there's a bull. Okay, and there's some kind of rabbit. It's hard to say whose side they're on. Maybe they're on the short guy's side. Who cares? Okay. The bottom line is, that's where you get the idea of the Lion of Judah. It is an ancient sacrifice that has to do with the followers of Set. Okay? Set ultimately is associated with the Sumerians, Tiamat and Apsu. He's associated with chaos and Ananke. This is the foundation of Sumerian culture, Western culture. Apep, the ancient serpent, and Set are connected. Eventually, after they rape a bunch of people, these people start seeing themselves in the dumb bitches who were too stupid to fight to the death or kill themselves, who were bred into these people, which eventually gave them their more athletic form, but never quite the Egyptian form. But they're going to try to address that, I'm sure, with designer genes or whatever. Okay, you know, chips in the brain to address their inferior brain function, their feminine brain, and to improve their sex life or whatever, just utter garbage. Anyway, so these guys worship the scorpion deity, poison. Men, right, the patron of chemistry, performance-enhancing drugs, performance-reducing drugs. Okay, so they teamed up, they shot heroes with arrows, and these guys aren't shown as archers themselves, perhaps because they surprised them when they're out getting water or something. They shoot them with arrows, and these guys ran at them, right? That's like there's 4 or 5 arrows in a lion, for example. There's another lion attacking one of them. They shot him full of arrows. He grabbed one and still managed to kill them. That's how much, that's how physically superior they were. Okay, and these guys weren't that great archers. The Nubians are said to be the greatest archers in the area. I'm not making this up. Okay, look at this tale of Candace and the Ethiopians and / Nubians and so on and so forth. Anyway, so what we see here is a group that thinks above animal levels is human. If you think in terms of survival and feeling good. That's like a monkey, you know, that keeps pressing the button that gives him an orgasm until he falls over dead. They did some kind of experiment like that. It's stupid. It's pathetic. It's pitiful. If you don't have a higher moral cause, you're not human. You're just an animal. That's what an animist is. Okay? That's why the Europeans used to call people animals when they were animals themselves. Because they were using the contrast scale. Don't let the spectrum, the yuppie spectrum and the yuppie contrast